My cabbages! Low, man. Oh, my cabbages!
Are you guys enjoying the stream today?
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Andrew Esquire, and this is the Legal Mindset, where we teach you to be your own judge. Coming to you live from Bangkok, Thailand. We're still on the mobile setup as I am having my apartment repaired from the earthquake damages last month, which is still, ongoing over here. A lot of buildings still messed up. But we're working through that. I was a little under the weather the last day or two, so took some time to recover and get the power back, get the energy back to come to you guys. We've got a relatively short one today, but it's interesting. It involves my interview with Korean media. Now, the snippet that they used from me is actually very short, so we're going to talk about all the questions they asked that they did not air, because they asked multiple questions, which they may use in the future and may use for future episodes, etc., which I gave them full permission to do. So I think it's helpful to talk about everything I talked about, because they may end up using other footage for other segments and breaking that up over time, particularly as we move to the next stage of the trial and we move to different things that have gone on. So we're going to get into that today. But first, let's thank all the based members today and the gifters today. Unhinged Valkyrie for 5 Legal Mindset memberships. I'm here for the scuff. For an early episode, I was 2 minutes early today. That is the opposite of scuff. So perhaps I'm here for the scuff is really not here for this episode, but he is here for the memberships, and thank you for that. JP Ravenfire, one of my very based mods. Shout out to the mods. JP and Danielle are in the chat right now. Appreciate them both for another 5. And then Morse Apple saying good morning, noon, and night. Legally long man. Thank you so much. And thank you, JP, Scuff, and Unhinged Valkyrie for those very generous gifts. And if you receive a gift today, please make sure to say thank you. Ramsey will surely appreciate it.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no.
There we go, guys. Okay, I do see some people saying there's a little bit of lag, but then other people say no lag in the Netherlands. So I'm going to assume it's all right. I am on a not my normal connection, so it may not be like flawless. There may be blips and stuff like that. So hopefully anybody who has a connection issue can kind of sort that out. Sorry about that. All right. DJ Case for 5 Legal Mindset memberships. Thank you for that, DJ. All right, so let's get into it today. So my main topic is really my interview with SBS News, and I told you guys that this was going to happen in advance. I said, hey guys, I'm going to have an interview with SBS, or with Korean media, and I kind of foreshadowed this interview. So they ended up, obviously using a segment. I spoke to them for about 10 minutes. So there's about a 10-minute long interview, and I'm going to go through all the questions that they asked me. I actually have them written down in the responses on my phone, so I'm just going to read those off my phone for you guys, so you guys can understand everything that was communicated to them. But it was a very good interview. It's very positive. The person I spoke with spoke fluent English, so they were very well trained. They were very professional. They're personable. So it was a very pleasant interview, and I was happy to do it with them because they were, real professionals, and they weren't, let's say Johnny fanboys or, random people on the internet trying to go for gotcha moments. They were a legitimate institution. So yeah, it was really, really pleasant to do. So we're going to go through what they aired. This aired, I believe, on Wednesday. It's now, or Thursday, I believe, Thursday. It's now Saturday here in Asia. It's now Sunday here in Asia. Days have flown for me. it's so this was something that aired a couple days before, but I think it's important to go through it. Before I do that, let me get some of these comments. Stephen Miller says, "Good morning, based Andrew. Thank you. Hey, good morning to you. I'm here for the Scuff. Said Scuff can hit at any time, and being early is Scuff. No, what? What? Being early is Scuff?
Oh, hell no.
No, we're not doing that. Back to Common Sense now. Said, hello to Singapore interview. Glad to see you survived. Yeah, no, I made it. It was very pleasant. I was happy to do it. I don't normally do press stuff, but that was actually pleasant. One of my OGs, Hetzakov Ustra Chechen, thank you so much. Vielen Dank for the 5 Legal Mindset memberships. Appreciate that very, very much. Big Buddhist for another 5. Thank you so much for baking up 5 Legal Mindset memberships. And Angel LR gifting 5 and also dropping 5 Legal Mindset memberships. You know what Ramsey and Hank are feeling right now, and that's a hell of a lot of
emotional damage.
Thank you for that, guys. Appreciate that. And then CJ Maldo for DOS. Says, nice to see you survive. Saludos de Puerto Rico. Shout out to Puerto Rico. And you know, it's almost Cinco. So shout out to everybody who's down there in old Mexico or over or people of Mexican background or really anybody who wants to enjoy a fine holiday tomorrow. That should be fun. I'll be enjoying here in Bangkok. There's some really good restaurants here. So that said, let's jump right into my interview. This was with SBS News. So this is a big channel. This is not a joke channel. This is not somebody's YouTube channel. This is a big channel. It should have English subtitles. So we'll just look out for those, okay? Wait, hold on. Let me reset it. Let me reset it real quick. See, there's the scuff. There's the scuff. Hold on. We got this. Let's see. Here we go. Let's do it over here. Auto translate. That's right. Okay. One more time. Okay. The scuff had to come. They jinxed me with the scuff. All right. Here we go. Starting one more time with 50% less scuff. Also, King Buck 360 said, salute, Legal Mindset love from Brooklyn. Hey, shout out to Brooklyn. Hope you're doing well over there in the big city. Let's continue. Still, wait, what the? Hold on. Why is that not? Oh, okay. It's got a little bit of lag. It translates afterwards. Okay, hold on. It actually worked. This was not scuff. It was just delay. The translate is on a delay. So here we go. It's not scuff.
지난해 9월 입국해 한국을 모욕하고 비방하는 내용을 SNS에 올렸다 재판에 넘겨진 미국 유튜버 조니 소말리입니다. 소말리는 일본의 군국주의 상징인 우길기를 찬양하고 한국을 욕하는 내용의 영상을 게재했습니다. 여기서 그치지 않고 편의점 안에서 술을 먹고 고성을 지르며 직원의 제재도 아랑곳하지
So the SBS is obviously highlighting his crimes as well as his most offensive acts. So the most offensive act, obviously one of the most offensive things was the statue of peace, was Torah gun statue of peace. He has not been charged criminally for that. However, this that you're showing was indeed a crime, and the yelling and screaming at the staff, that is absolutely a crime, and refusing to follow their orders.
라면 국물을 테이블에 붓고 급기야 지나가던 시민에게 라면 면발을 던지기도 했습니다.
아니 뭔 놈 소리를 이렇게 지르고 저 앞에서도
So they went and they interviewed the worker, which is crazy. So that is actually that's actually pretty insane. Like, and let's see what she says here.
아니 뭔 놈 소리를 이렇게 지르고
What the hell was he yelling like that for? What the hell was he yelling like that for? If only people knew. He was yelling like that for $1 or $2 or $3. Ridiculous. Very based.
저 앞에서도 한 30분 넘게 냉장고 앞에서도 이러면서 난리를 쳤어.
고소는 안 하셨어요?
어소장 써달라 그래 써줬지. 형사분들이 오셨더라고 마포 경찰.
So she's saying, she was asked to write a letter of recommendation when the directives came. So she signed off on the criminal report is what the translation there is. Also at Po, that's supposed to be Mapo police station. The auto translate gets that a little wrong. But essentially she filed something with the Mapo police. That's what is part of the active case.
당시 소말리의 행동은 단순한 조회수 장사를 넘어 우리 사회에 대한 지속적인 도발로 집중 비난을 받았습니다.
So there we got the deepfake. So we have the deepfake for which this is a crime. This was a deepfake. In this very image, they don't show it, but right after this, Johnny creates a deepfake of them making out. That is sexual. That is 100% sexual. I'll turn up the news volume. It is in Korean, so, you know, for Azaleas to turn it up, it's in Korean, not English. So we're reading the subtitles here.
를 받았습니다. 지난 3월 출국이 금지된 소말리에 대한 업무방해 혐의의 첫 공판이 열렸는데 그는 재판부 자체를 무시하는
Who is that? Who is that strikingly good-looking lad? That strikingly good-looking lad with some familiar-looking headphones. In fact, a familiar-looking suit. In fact, a familiar-looking visage. That would be your boy, Legal Mindset. And that was the interview on Monday. So that was my Monday interview. The Chad himself, that's right. Speaking of Chads, let's get a little gifts here for 2 seconds. Heads a call on Usterai Church for 5 Legal Mindset memberships, and then another 5 Legal Mindset memberships saying, Guten Tag, Mr. Mindset, I'm back. And how was your week? It was great. Thank you so much. A little busy, a little under the weather, but you know, life is good. I'm finally able to watch live streams and VODs again, and my monthly gifting is starting again. Thank you. August equals 100 gifts, maybe. Thank you so much. Also, I'm here for the Scuff that called it. The Scuff God has spoken. Moonshadow said, did you hear that donut operator donated $7,000 for the guy who's able to punch Ramsey? That is not correct. He donated $4,000. So I've already covered this on a previous episode, so go back and cover that. Look at my clip, and you'll get the correct information. Be very wary of posting stuff. That said, $4,000 is very generous. Dalgun was thankful for it. What happened was Donut has been contacting me. He got in contact with me to get the correct number, because I told him that it's PayPal, so it doesn't disclose who's gifted already. And Dalgun, being a nice person, Dalgun didn't want to take more money than he needed. He doesn't want to just take people's money for no reason, which is very kind of him, very thoughtful of him. So I checked with Dalgun. I have Dalgun's number, and I messaged him and I said, "Hey, Dalgun, how much do you need?" And he said $4,000. So I said, "Hey, where's the $4,000?" So Donut Operator paid, posted about it. Great job, good people. Donut Operator's a great person for doing that. Thank him so much. Dalgun's very thankful. He said thank you to me. He's posted thank yous online. So very, very thankful for that. Very cool move, and I'm very well aware of it. And great to see people backing that up. Trucker Rob said legal mindset. Thank you, Trucker Rob. Erhansa Kavan Usterai Chechen for another 10. Thank you. Back to common sense. How is this nematode still running around free? What's the holdup, Korea? Do it, Philippines. One and done. Throw away the key. They don't operate like that. It's not the Korean way. And I'll talk about the questions that they asked me. That's not how Korea operates. It just isn't. And you may not agree with it, but it is working. MDG 601 says, for the charges these people are facing, are sentences usually served concurrently or consecutive? No, in this case, in Korea, they just give one sentence amount. So the judge considers all of the charges against them and gives one number. So it says, okay, you have 4 charges against you. For all of these charges, we're giving you this number, and that's the number you serve. It's a little bit different than America. Doug Diaz gives 5 Legal Mindset memberships. Thank you so much. And then Hands Call gets another 10. Another 10. Thank you. Appreciate it very much. Yes. Alrighty. Okay. So let's continue rocking and rolling here. So in this part, I'm explaining to her, and she spoke exceptionally good English. She also took off the mask at one. Like, the mask was only on, I think, before she started recording, but like after she had the mask off. So she wasn't wearing a mask when she was interviewing with me. So you can see the face. But anyways, very, very personable young lady, and it was good chatting with her. But let's talk what I have to say.
재판부 자체를 무시하는 태도부터 보였다고 합니다.
Yes, he did have a public defender. The public defender was there on time. Yeah, this is of course me. However, he was spent the preceding day drinking heavily, taking pills. And by the way, they identify me as U.S. lawyer. So this is Miguk, that's U.S. Byonhosa, that's lawyer, right? He was, and this is Andrew Esquire, right? Andrew Esquire. Late to the trial by 1 hour.
이번 달 두 번째 공판이 열릴 예정인데 검찰에서 새로운 혐의들을 추가해 조사 중인 것으로 알려졌습니다.
딥페이크 같은 경우에는 성착취물 같은 경우에는 형량이 좀 높거든요. 강력하게 좀 처벌을 해야겠다 그러면은 실형이 그래도 한 2, 3년은 나오지 않을까.
전문가들은 이른바 어그로 컨텐츠라는 목적으로 반복되는 민폐 행동이 사회적 규범을 훼손하고 있다고 지적하고 있습니다. 단호한 법 집행에 이은 추방, 여기에 문제를 일으킨 인물에 대해선 재입국을 제한하는 등 강력한 대응이 필요하다고 강조합니다.
실형이
이번 달 두 번째 공판이 열릴 예정인데
So
검찰에서
so they know that the trial is next month, and they're going to be there. So that's the other thing too that's big about this. They know this trial is coming, and they will be there.
새로운 혐의들을 추가해 조사 중인 것으로 알려졌습니다.
딥페이크 같은 경우에는 성착취물 같은 경우에는 형량이 좀 높거든요. 강력하게 좀 처벌을 해야겠다 그러면은 실형이 그래도 한 2, 3년은 나오지 않을까.
전문가들은
So this is not, once again, guys, this is not me saying it. This is people in Korea that are saying that the punishment for deepfakes is high. So it's absolutely not just me saying this. It's other people that are going and saying, hey, no, this punishment is extremely high. Also extremely high. Tank Rat, one of my OGs, giving 50 legal mindset memberships. Thank you so much. And for that, we're going to take a small little break.
Are you guys enjoying the stream today?
Thank you so much for that, Tank Rat. All right, now back to our main show.
처벌을 해야겠다 그러면은 실형이 그래도 한 2, 3년은 나오지 않을까.
전문가들은 이른바 어그로 컨텐츠라는 목적으로 반복되는 민폐 행동이 사회적 규범을 훼손하고 있다고 지적하고 있습니다. 단호한 법 집행에 이은 추방, 여기에
So they're noting, so Korea knows that they need to take strict enforcement to stop nuisance streamers. They know that. They know that this is not something that just starts and ends with Johnny Somali. This is something that if they go lightly, this person is going, these type of people like Johnny are going to continue to come to Korea and countries like Korea, Japan, etc. that are perceived as relatively light on crime.
문제를 일으킨 인물에 대해선 재입국을 제한하는 등 강력한 대응이 필요하다고 강조합니다.
실형이 선고가 된다면 출입국관리법 제46조에 따라서 실형 복역을 다 마친 후에 바로 강제 퇴거, 즉 추방을 당하게 될 예정입니다.
SBS 심우섭입니다.
So what they're saying is like
실형이
they
선고가 된다면
see if the only way for him to get out and get deported immediately is if they suspended his sentence. If they said, "Oh, we're going to give him a suspended sentence," which would be a slap on the wrist. Right? A slap on the wrist, which they should not do. Sean, the producer, may the fourth be with you. Thank you so much. I only wish Star Wars wasn't dead. Fatty Back Soup says, that thong, though. Thank you. Spark68 says, what will happen when RKA wears a Kanye West black, aka Hode, and rubbed to court? He will be in contempt of court, and he would be punished severely for that. I guarantee you. Tommy Elkin, but he's free to try. I would love to see him try. What I think he might do, and this is my theory, I think he may wear something ridiculous outside the courthouse, and when he gets in, he'll like go to the bathroom and change back into his suit or change back into something normal. I do not think he is going to come in a KKK into the actual courtroom. I mean, that would be really, really insane. And we'll see. Once again, it's him hanging himself and digging himself in a deeper hole. Really, to me, it's like, okay, you're going to provide content. So, okay, thanks. Larry Powers for 5 says, RKM must feel like he's stuck in an airport indefinitely. That's the thing he's seething about, is that people like me and others, travelers, regular people, tourists, expats, even his other streamer buddies, they can come and go as they please. He's seen them come and go from Korea. He is stuck there for a very long time. He will not be going anywhere. May 16th is not going to be the end of his journey. He will have a long, long time in Korea to come, and he's a long, long time stuck broke, which is what I want to talk about in this back half of the episode here, is how he is now fighting this issue of being broke. So Somali has repeatedly been begging for money. He's been saying he's destitute. He's been saying he has no money. He's been, begging people to help him. Oh, by the way, Herzog calls says, I have now made up for 2 months of not gifting. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Danke. And so Johnny Somali has been exposed by the Korean media as essentially being broke and begging for money. But now he is trying to claim, after everybody is laughing at him for being a brokey, he is trying to pretend that this is something we are making up, that this is something that me, Legal Mindset, made up. And let's watch this clip here. Let's watch this clip where he talks about people, he tries to pretend this is something that I made up. Right? All by myself. Let's watch this. Let's watch this one right here. This is actually peak entertainment quality from RKI. Right, here we go. Let's watch this one. Now, this is a compilation, right? It shows you Ramsey recently talking about this, and then what the reality is.
Legal mindset, and these channels, they spread like fake narratives that I'm penniless and things like this. It's not true. That I'm destitute and shit is fucked up for me. Johnny Red.
Hold on. So that was that scene. So keep that scene in mind. It's all Legal Mindset making it up. It's all Legal Mindset who's doing this, right? It's all Legal Mindset. Well, what is your roommate Hank have to say? Your roommate, your whatever Hank is to you. Which, once again, every day we have more questions about the transactional nature of the relationship between Ramsey Khalid Ismail and Hank Honjung Yu. But let's listen to your BFF's assessment, who lives with you, who probably knows better than anybody else because he's literally financing everything for you. Let's hear what Hank has to say about your finances.
Johnny ran out of money. I risk my
Wait, what? What? Let's hear that one more time, Hanky Poo. Let's hear that one more time from Hanky Poo.
Johnny ran out of money. I risk.
Oh, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that your BFF who said you're out of money? Was that Legal Mindset who said that? No, that is your cuddle buddy who said that. It's really Unhinged Valkyrie said, Legal RKI broke. Have a gift. Legal Mindset. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for helping out with the goal. Appreciate all you guys. Thank you so much for that. Also, Big Buddhist for 10 says, do Koreans know what the KKK is? I mean, some might not. Who knows? I mean, even Americans, some people don't know, because really, it's not like people are walking around every day. How offensive would it be if he really went out in a black KKK robe? He is so broke, I don't think he has any money, but you never know. People would probably just think he's stupid, probably just think he's an idiot. Or just think it's kind of weird, but just ignore it because, it's just somebody being dumb. Mexican Iron Man says, Legal Mindset exposes the lying, fabricating, he's broke poo-poo head. No, not Legal Mindset equals facts. Thank you so much. It's kind of like everything I said about Disney being right, huh, Mexican Iron Man? And all of that coming true, like literally all of that. It's just hilarious to see things play out exactly the way that I said they were going to play out. And here's a comment for $1. Thank you so much. Sean Murph for 5 Legal Mindset memberships. Thank you. Once again, every membership gives Ramsey
emotional damage.
Puster says, when Somali leaves prison and still has fines to pay, is he traveling? Yes, he needs to pay everything he owes to the government before he can get on a plane out of South Korea. Yes. Fred Herbert says, if Hank kicked him out, what would his options be since he broke? And nothing. The only reason why he has money, and by the way, people are following him. I have reports from, I'm not going to say where. There are people following Ramsey, and there are people seeing what he does. He does go out, and I had somebody say they spotted him at a certain type of special bar in Seoul. I'm not going to say what or where, but they saw him there, and he was drinking. But listen, Hank doesn't have to give him a lot of pocket money for him to take the Metro, which is like $1, and drink soju, which is $1. Right? It's not a lot of money. It's not he's balling out there. If he wants to go and Ramsey wants to prove he's not broke, go do something that actually costs real money, right? Go do some like lavish vacation, go out to, the Jeju and go stay in a 5-star resort in Jeju if you have so much money, right? Go show us that you have a bunch of money. If you're not destitute, prove it, right? Even go to one nice dinner that costs a significant amount of money. How about let's start with this. How about you buy a real lawyer that actually registers in the Western District? Remember, he still doesn't have a registered lawyer that is not a public defender in the Western District. He's still relying on a public defender, which is for brokies, which is for people that are destitute. How about you spend your money on a real lawyer in the Western District? He tries to claim, oh, I had one in the Eastern District that's paid. Well, he's not registered on your active case. All of your charges are now in one case, and you've got a brokey lawyer. So if you want to prove you're not a brokey, there's plenty of ways to do it. You've shown us zero, my friend. Zero. Stephen Miller says, if he's not broke now, then let's continue breaking him with these emotional cabbages. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's do it. Luxury says, one more for the goal and the rations. Thanks for the coverage. Thank you. Giving us a lot for Vitaly's rations. I'm going to have a Vitaly update soon. Don't worry about that. I'm here for the scuff for 5. Star Wars may be dead, but Star Wars and HoloLive looks so good. It did. Smoggy Moggy Cat Herder says, showing my age on this, but every open mouth, wide-eyed foot of RKI I see is just a game of Pong and going inside the skull cavity. I played Pong, and I'm not that old. I like Pong. Tommy Eklund says, thanks for remembering how to say my name. No pressure. My pleasure. Jinzo Crash for South Korean. So South Korea not making an example of him would be a mistake. Yes, it'd be a critical mistake. And honestly, their country would be a laughingstock. They really would. Jason for 2,000 yen says nuisance streamers seem to be aiming for causing outrage from the public. They are, because that's how they get clicks. And then when they get in serious trouble, they suddenly become a victim expecting sympathy. Does anyone fall for this? Yes. This is something called kind of cry bullying, and it is very effective, particularly with the younger generations. Unfortunately, this is something they use very routinely. A lot of people of the older generations don't get it. Even millennials, like older millennials like myself, we really didn't do it like this because it's kind of obvious, but it is a tactic that tends to work with very, very young, immature people, which is the exact audience that Johnny has. So Johnny has the audience that really primarily uses these tactics. Not everyone, of course, not everyone, but it's something that I do see coming up where, anytime something bad comes, it's they become the victim, whereas, otherwise are not. So it's sad because the thing is they lie and they make up victimhood criteria that aren't even real, like saying, oh, they have bipolarism or autism, which they don't even really have. And beyond that, it's a shame to people that really truly have those disabilities and don't act that way, right? Death by Beauty 97 says, hello from Pittsburgh. What's up? Love your show, and Donut Operator is awesome. Yeah, so shout out to both of you. My God, have mercy on Johnny's soul. Thank you. Amen, amen, amen. Nuclear Oyster said, since Johnny can't afford it, donate in his name. There you go. Thank you. Lamb, what's up, Lamb? For Hong Kong 25 says, saw the stream title and a mini heart attack thinking you interviewed with our cat. I would never do that. Glad to see the interview went well. Greetings from Hong Kong. Shout out. I need to get to Hong Kong pretty soon, so I will let people know when I'm there. Armando Limon says, my rabbit, Mr. Crunchy, is awaiting for RKI grown cabbage. Crunchy is impatient and wants that cabbage. Joshua said, did Somali make your channel pop off? My channel was already very big. I was already around 200,000 subscribers, but it pushed my channel up exponentially and has led to millions and millions of views on my channel. So it has been absolutely a boon to cover nuisance streamers, both Johnny Somali and Vitaly, but first Johnny and then Vitaly. And I'll continue to cover other topics of the problem figures out there in the nuisance streaming world. Of course, if you have them, send them over to me. It's one of my areas, really a passion, because expats who live here, those are foreigners living abroad, are truly burdened by their idiocy. But anyways, let's finish this this bit here with Johnny and Hank.
My family not paying my tuition to help Johnny.
His mom hates you. Your mom hates you, right?
Yeah. My mom hates you. My grandparents hate you. I have sacrificed my finances, so I've been actually providing for him.
He's been helping me a lot. He's been helping me with not only like legal fees and stuff like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's helped me pay for a lawyer.
Not to mention that I sacrificed my time and space here.
Yeah.
and I actually fed him back to health too. And I also have given him physical protection.
So essentially, Johnny is dirt poor. He is living off of Hank, and he's got, that's the money he's got. The reason why he's not destitute is because of Hank. So trying to pretend he's not broke is ridiculous when it's your own roommate who says you're broke. So who are we to believe? And you're sitting there agreeing with him. You actually agreed with him, like in a very candid interview. It's just a funny story where he's now trying to backpedal. You know why he's backpedaling? Because everyone's laughing at him. Because all of Korea's laughing at him. We're laughing at him. We all know what type of, physical support and financial support Hank has given him, and that's the only reason why he's made it to today. Rare Recruit for $4.99 says, thanks for the love on my comment. Yeah, no, appreciate that. As an idea hamster, it's a point of pride. I can create ideas from different material sources, steal like an artist. Hell yeah. West Zero says, do you agree with Platt's YouTube kick Twitch that nuisance creators just to be around and make money are glorifying harassment, yet they anti-harassment in the TOS? I think that nuisance streamers, there could be just a TOS against them. Just update the TOS to ban nuisance streaming and just nuke it off the platforms. Of course, the platforms that primarily benefit from them, like Kick, for example, are not going to update those TOS. So countries need to take action against them, and they need to start arresting the streamers. And when a Kick streamer, like, just make Kick banned because it does all, allows people to do all sorts of illegal stuff, like illegal gambling, promotion of illegal gambling, which in all of these countries is illegal. So just hit them for that, arrest them immediately, throw them in jail, and either the platform will clean its TOS up and ban promotion of online gambling, or in the converse, you'll just start arresting people. And I really have no sympathy for them. Also, you could start actually arresting people for working without a work permit, which all of them are doing. I have no problem. And I know some people who are content creators, they get angry about this, but I have no problem with requiring a work permit or requiring work authorization to do streaming abroad. I think you should need either a special visa for that, which none of these people get, or some sort of work authorization. So make them do it. Make them do the work. Make them do it legally. Make them submit the paperwork. Make them prove they're not criminals, because a lot of these people are criminals and they're coming into these countries and lying about their criminal records, which is crazy. Traveling Hobo for $2.50 said, what will Hank do with all his free time when Somali goes to the Cabbage Patch? Expat subscriber. Hey, shout out to all my expats. Hank is just going to have to find another femboy. I don't know what's going to go on. Thanantip, Twinvito for $69. Thai bot. Was that Hopesie Gao says, hello, came because on board. Well, welcome. Swati Cop. Keith for 10 says, wait, if Hank is sacrificing his tuition to cover for RKI, does that mean Hank is not a student anymore and has to go to mandatory service? Interesting. If his parents stop paying, then he's got to go serve. And if he's serving in the army, he can't comfort Johnny in that way. Jack says Johnny's definitely coping and saving. Oh yeah, maximum. His Discord always breaks down whenever I stream. Solon says I'm as broke as Johnny Salami, but at least I don't have a ticket to the Ram Ranch in my future, unlike a certain low budget Netflix Madam Butterfly. Sir Boring Old Fart says, what do you think would have happened to Johnny without Hank? What kind of homeless options are they? Living in the subway is what would have happened. Brian says RKI and Spank Tank go to court, finish the joke, and lose. Is the joke. Tommy Eklund says, I use return YouTube dislike, but can you as the host confirm that there's actually a single dislike? Yes, there's a single dislike. It is always Ramsey. Big Buddhist says, someone spoke it into existence and someone needs to make a Johnny Salami grown cabbage meme. It needs to happen. You guys got to do it. All right. So real quick, I want to read through the questions they asked me. They're kind of, I'm not going to give all my full response, just partially. Here's the responses. Can you please introduce yourself? So I introduced myself as Andrew Esquire, American attorney, legal mindset. I've been covering nuisance streamers. And they asked me what initially motivated me to start pursuing the Somali case. So I talked about my time in Korea, living in Daegu, living in Seoul, loving the Korean people, history, culture. And I talked about my audience. Many of you guys are all around the world. I got a lot of expats and other people. And I talked that everybody around the world is united in this. We all disliked what Johnny Somali's done. We dislike what he stands for. We dislike his positions. And whether we're left, right, center, whatever country we're from, whatever religion we are, we can come together and not approve of what Ramsey has done. And then they asked me to describe the case. I'm not going to give all the details there, but I described how the case has gone, how it's proceeded, the charges against him, and what went down with that. They asked, is there significant interest in the Somali case in foreign countries, such as the U.S.? And I said, yes, the interest is extremely high in the U.S. Of course it is. People are extremely mad about this abroad, and it's not just something that concerns Korea, it concerns everybody. They asked me, you attended the first trial hearing regarding the Somali case. Could you share with us discussions that happened? So I talked about him coming in drunk. I talked about him coming in late. I talked about him making faces at me. And I talked about the hat. I talked about him not knowing where to sit. I talked about him being blindsided by the new charge. He also said, how do Americans perceive the case? I literally just said, Americans hate Johnny Somali. That's literally how this one goes down. Look at my notes here. Look at my notes here. Americans hate Johnny Somali, right? Straight up. Americans hate Somali, right? And how he's given us a bad image as Americans. He's not making us look good. And he's making our country look bad. He's making Americans afraid to travel. He's making people worried. And we don't like that shit. And I said it more politely. I said, we don't like this, right? Gonna have to put some bot in the swear jar there. But yeah. Vixel says, it's a sunny day in London. I'm tucked up in bed watching what has been a fabulous way to spend a bank holiday weekend. Hey, awesome. Germ said, imagine paying the way for some jerk that doesn't like you so you can farm a tiny bit of clout from a fan base that wants blood. Hank is going to get bullied when he inherits the fan base. Hank is not inheriting anything. Nobody really cares about Hank. When it's Hank streaming in front of a camera, literally there's like 2 viewers. And those 2 viewers are just recording the video. They're like A-logs or like anonymous people logging the video, just recording the video. The people that are watching them are not lovers. They're usually haters or people that are just recording it to pass on that information to police. Okay, let's get here. Simon says, do you think Johnny has learned from his mistakes? Do you think Vitaly has? Greetings from Germany. Hey, guten Tag. I don't think they've learned it all. And Vitaly, I know it hasn't. We'll get some updates on Vitaly, but he has not. Ida Peace Bowl, BOA 46 says, someone gifted me a membership on Pump. So much content to want. Awesome. Shout out to all the gifters today. Also, I can't read this, so Legal Mindset. Shout out. Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate the chat in the end. My kanji knowledge is 0, so I'm so sorry. And I can't translate it on the fly here. Bronwyn says, we as Americans do not claim Ramzi Khalid Ismail. We don't. Cool Surfer Boy says, there ain't no femboy like Somali. He is a special one. Donardo Lee Gaston from 199 says, as a black man, he makes me look bad. And I mentioned that as well, that we have a lot of people, African-American and even the African community, Somalis, Ethiopians, that are really embarrassed. And they are, the African community, by and large, in Asia and Korea, is very well behaved. They're very, they're very well established. They've done a lot of work to just integrate into the community and become part of the community in Korea. And it really sets relations back. It does. Now, Koreans can differentiate between people. They know not all Americans are not bad or all people are not bad, but it does make people look bad. Captain Columbo says, Arcade jealous of the attention given to Vitaly a little bit. That's why he's trying to adopt the Free the Tally movement. That said, guys, I am a little bit short on time today, so we're going to call it right now. A little bit shorter episode. I will be back either tomorrow or the next day. We'll get you guys on timing on that. But until next time, guys, stay based. Well, we know Ramzi and Johnny.
You are coping the seething. You just can't believe what you're seeing. It's your coping the seething. The truth it is all day, and now you are molding.